Hi everyone, I'm Aura Ogorian with ACap Advisors and Accountants, and welcome to another edition of the ACap Recap, where we go behind the blog and answer some of your questions. Typically throughout the week, we commonly get questions from clients or prospects, and we feel that these questions are important for other people to know, and we make videos and blog posts about them. And today's topic is going to be simple ways to avoid probate. But first, before we begin, remember to subscribe, like, and share our video. And if there's a topic or a question that you want us to address, please mention it in the comment below, or you can also send us an email. Before we talk about how to avoid probate, let's first talk about what is probate. When you pass and you have no estate plan in place, the probate court comes in and steps in and determines who the rightful heirs are to your assets. So if you haven't identified in an estate plan who you want your money to go, the courts will do it for you. And if there's a relative that you don't want any money to go to, well, guess what? That person's now going to get a portion of your estate if you don't have an estate plan in place. Now, why would you want to avoid probate? There are a lot of reasons, but the main one that it's a long and costly process. Anytime a court or attorneys get involved, number one, it's going to be a very long process, but it's also going to be very costly because courts and attorneys don't work for free. Most importantly, the reason why to avoid probate is because it's a public event. So if you pass and your assets go through probate court, that is public document and anyone can review that. So if you want to avoid your airing of your dirty laundry in the public, then go ahead and establish a more established estate plan. One quick and simple way to avoid probate is to designate beneficiaries. Beneficiaries on your retirement accounts such as IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, insurance policies. These are really quick and simple things that you can do to update your assets and designate beneficiaries and avoid probate. The form is very simple. You would just go to your employer if you have a 401k plan, or if you have an IRA, you'd go to your custodian and you would complete the designation form for your beneficiaries. It's also important to know that you have to keep your beneficiaries up to date, especially if you have a life-changing event. So for example, if you have a divorce, you want to make sure that you update your beneficiary, because the last thing you want to happen is to have a divorce and those assets go to someone, your prior spouse, who you did not want it to go to. Another way to avoid probate is designating your accounts as TOD, or transfer on death. Just like a designation of a beneficiary, TODs are super easy to do, but they're for non-retirement accounts. So for example, your bank account, your brokerage account, your car, you can do this on these types of assets, and the benefit is that they would immediately, just like a beneficiary, immediately go to that person upon your passing, but also they're revocable. So during your lifetime, you can change that transfer on death beneficiary anytime you want without any penalties or any problems. Another way to avoid probate is to hold assets jointly. You don't have to be married to hold assets jointly. There are a lot of different ways of holding joint assets. You can do joint tenants with the rights of survivorship. You can do tenants by the entireties. You can do tenancy in common. There are various other ways that you can do joint holdings. But beware that if you do a joint holding of your assets, talk to your CPA first, because what you may encounter is cost basis analysis or cost basis issues. So the cost basis transferring to the surviving person will be a big factor when you're using this method of avoiding probate. So make sure you talk to a qualified CPA first before making this designation. The best way to avoid probate is to set up a trust or formalize estate plan. You can also see our video or read our article on creating trusts and what are some instances where creating a trust would be a good idea. Now, trusts are super flexible in that they allow you to really provide a lot of ways of achieving your goals upon your passing. For example, if you wanted to give all of your assets to your neighbor, you can do that in a trust. or if you want to give your assets to your children once they reach the age of 35 or once they complete graduate school, you can also do that with a trust. Whereas if you do any of these other methods I mentioned earlier, you cannot have that control. Once you pass, the designation, the beneficiary designation automatically kicks in, and that person will get those assets, even if they're a minor. So the best way to avoid probate is to create a trust. If you need a referral for an attorney to create a trust in your area, please let us know. Either send us an email or mention a comment below, and we're happy to make a recommendation for you. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the ACap Recap, where we talked about simple ways to avoid probate. Now, taxes and estate planning are super complicated. One small mistake could really cost you dearly. So make sure you hire a professional to help you with these major decisions. Thank you again for joining us. Remember to subscribe, like, and share our videos. And if there's a topic that you want us to cover, you can either contact us with the email below or put a comment down in the section below, and we're happy to address it in the next video.